Focus. What up? That shit you can barely see, obviously. It's your boy, shit, urban historian. Back in ancient Britain, looking at ancient Britain, the cradle of civilization. I'm again discussing Eden as being located in Britain, in ancient Britain. This was chapter 2. Feel free to check out the previous video to get up to speed on what's being discussed here. Shit is blurry as shit. So basically this chapter discusses prehistoric remains of America, description and characteristics of the mound builders, remains, serpent effigy, circles, horseshoes, influence of Britain, significance of Mexican calendar stone, and codices regarding the biblical Eden. Talks about the remains of vanished civilizations, covering all of the United States. When they voyaged to the Americas, most of the civilized, so-called civilized tribes or natives were in the Mexican and Peruvian and Central American area. It discusses cliff dwellings in Arizona. When I was reading through here, it's discussing that these were more of a primitive type of builder versus those of the Mexican pyramids. But obviously we're discussing America in a book called Ancient Britain. So I had been just kind of piecing stuff together based on what it discusses in here in regards to Stonehenge in Britain. It's kind of comparing monolithic circles of Stonehenge in Britain to modern American, like mounds and cliff dwellers and pyramids. Let's see. I know you probably can't really read all that, but you can. Ebook is free right there. So what's this discussing? This is some shit I was just looking up the other day, and I just kind of left all these tabs up. So we'll just run through them. Free Stilo. It's putting Stonehenge back. I think it was the 3,000 or saying and constructed 5,000 or more years ago. Who built Stonehenge? So right here it's discussing the wizard Merlin built them. So let's see what Merlin. Legends of King Arthur. Crusaders. Christian Crusaders. This is ancient Marietta, Georgia. There, there's probably a heavier population of certain people, which I think, what's crazy too is, look what's in Georgia, is this little Stonehenge called the Georgia Guidestones, near, where these people were also building mounds. So, what's going on? This shit is about 5,000-year-old pyramid city in Caral, Peru. There it is. I guess it's not really popping up, but I think I was comparing like Egypt, like this little aerial view, to an aerial like rendition of the complex of the pyramid city of Caral, which is a way, I guess this shit don't want to load, but it's a lot bigger than those in Egypt. And they're dating them back, 5,000 years ago. While they're also discussing, Britain being ancient Eden. There it is. So you'll see, how that complex was compared to Giza. Let's see what else we pulled up. More stuff about Caral. There's the actual existing aerial view in Peru, which was only, and what's crazy is this was discovered by a German archaeologist. Again, Germans keep popping up, and as you know, most of those Nazis did flee into South America. Like, what do they know about the Americas that you're not being told? Let's see. Religious beliefs. This is there's evidence of abundant drug use normally associated with shamanism. Yeah, so all of a sudden they call it drug use, but they prescribe kids freaking synthetic heroin and shit. Tiwanaku. So let's look at what I have up here. Huffington Post. Mormons knew something. So, talking about Eden being in Virginia and shit. Back to America. Zion, Jackson County, it's in Missouri, St. Louis area. All kinds of, checking out populations, St. Louis. Or even just the mounds in the area there, the Cahokia Mounds in that location. So, what did the Mormons know? Census facts, I guess. I was looking at different populations in Marietta and St. Louis to contrast what type of people are there. Looking at Afro-Mexican natives who were just recognized by the Native Mexican government. You just type in Afro-Mexican natives and what is a Zombo? A Sambo, pretty much. So, when you're an Afro-Native, you're a Sambo. So when you see these Sambo, cartoons and shit, they're literally calling you a Native African of, American, descent, but obviously because you're black, you must have migrated here from Africa. So there's the correlation of what's going on here in America. Black Chinese. I don't know what the fuck I had this up for, but because look how shocked this guy is about. He seems like mad that he found out that his ancestors were black.
Rather, everybody was a descendant of our ancestors.
From Africa.
The result couldn't have been any clearer.
But we all know out of Africa theory is bullshit. Plenty of people will tell you that. So let's go check back out this chapter before we round off. Quick video. Okay, so it jumps into Atlantis. Plato's history of Atlantis, Pillars of Hercules. Stonehenge, the Pillars of Hercules. They're calling Stonehenge the Pillars of Hercules. Continent of America, Azores Islands, not Atlantis. Identification of Plato's geography, attrition of Stonehenge, Merlin. In his book Atlantis, Plato says, preserved for us the history of Atlantis, if our views are correct, is one of the most valuable records which have come down to us from antiquity. Plato lived 400 years before Christ. His ancestor was a lawgiver of Athens. Solon visited Egypt, Peru. Then listen, Socrates, to strange tale which is, however, certainly true. Solon, this lawgiver who was the wisest of the 7 sages, declared. Basically, it's talking about these guys in Atlantis. Not going into too much detail because I'm just reviewing this for you to pick up a book. It's like reading Rainbow and shit, you know. And take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow and shit. I can sit here and talk all kinds of shit. Might even be able to clearly see the words on here, but until you read it yourself, I mean, just do it. So that's ancient Britain. I think we're just going to do this second part of this. Maybe I'll get into some more chapters and link some stuff around to America. So, peace out.